Okay, I'm outside Vale Park with Connor Hall. Connor, of course, it's a brilliant experience for everyone associated with the club. Unfortunately, not the result that we would have wanted, but take out their first goal. We've gone toe-to-toe with arguably the best club in the world for 80 minutes against bar one or two their full strength side, and we've given them a really good game, haven't we?
Yeah, definitely. Look, we expected a few of the first team players. Didn't expect to see as many as we did. But look, it's brilliant. It's brilliant to be involved in. When you saw that team sheet in the sub bench, you can't wait to get out there and go toe to toe with them. It was a great experience. Yeah, we lost 2-0, but I think we've made a really good account of ourselves. We've done really well, and if we can take that into the league now, I think we'll do really well.
Playing against the likes of, Saka, Victor Gyökeres, Martinelli, players that play to the best of the standards that football can offer. How much can you, as well as everyone else, especially in the defensive department, take from that and learn from that?
Yeah, look, they're exceptional players. Their pace, their power. You're not going to come up against that again in League One or even the Championship. They're out of this world. They're freaks. But no, it was incredible to just see what it's like playing against them, how sharp they are, how alert you have to be. But yeah, no, it was a great experience.
And it felt like the tide was slightly turning. The substitution of Garrity, Cole, Mitch Clark before he'd done his hamstring, unfortunately. It felt like the tide was turning. Devante had that shot which just went over the crossbar. It just felt like it was coming, and then just got grasped away with that Trossard goal.
Yeah, look, I think also in terms of them, I think they could have turned the screw when they wanted as well. They obviously wasn't playing to their full capacity. They were knocking it around nicely, but I think that if they had to up it, I think they could have done. But yeah, look, we started to create chances, and we got that in the first half as well. We had a wave where we put them under a lot of pressure, got a couple of corners. It just wasn't meant to be that they're a solid side. I think before the weekend they'd only let in one goal in open play or something like that. So we knew it was going to be hard. But yeah, ultimately it was a great experience for everybody.
Connor, top man, mate. Thanks for your time. Thank you, mate. Cheers. Okay, I'm outside Vale Park. I'm with Jesse Debrah. Jesse, just like I said to Connor Hall, it was a big occasion for the club, a sellout crowd. The crowd were brilliant from minute 1 to minute 90. Unfortunately, we couldn't get the job done, but we've really put Port Vale in the limelight in a really positive way today.
100%. I felt like we obviously had a game plan. We knew that we were going to have long spells without the ball because of obviously their quality, and
they're freaks in possession, aren't they?
They're one of the best teams in the world for a reason, and yeah, it was a great occasion. The fans were unbelievable. That atmosphere walking out gave me goosebumps. Honestly, I'm not even joking. It actually felt like we were in a Premier League game. Honestly, like the crowd, the atmosphere, the pitch, everything was good, and I really enjoyed it. We just came up short today because they were obviously the better team and they deserved to win. But yeah, we were very competitive during the game for large periods, so we can take confidence from that.
Connor said that obviously they were sort of in second gear, pushing up to third gear. If we had got that equaliser, they could have easily knocked it up 1 or 2 gears. I personally disagree. I thought we were really solid defensively and limited them to passing backwards and sideways, which they could do because they were 1-0 up, but we were very solid defensively. Do you agree with me or do you agree with Connor?
No, I actually agree with you. I disagree with Connor, to be honest. I feel like we limited them to a couple chances. They didn't really pepper our goal. They had sustained possession, fair enough, but it was a tough game, but it wasn't the toughest game I've ever played in my life.
Yeah.
They have tremendous quality. I'm not taking anything away from that, but as I said to you off camera, there was moments in that first half where we had good momentum, and we felt like we had good situations where if we had fashioned a half chance, something could have happened. And you saw that in the second half as well. We had a couple moments where they passed it across their back and it looks like we're in.
Yeah.
So I actually thought if we scored and equalised, I backed us to win the game. I'm not even just saying that. I just felt like the way the crowd was celebrating tackles, celebrating everything, it felt like if the pendulum just swung a bit and we scored, hey, it's if buts and maybes, but I feel like we probably could have won the game.
And of course, coming up against some of the best players in the world, world-class players in their own right. What have you taken from today's game?
I've taken that there's obviously levels to football.
There is.
No problem about that. There are levels to football. They were outstanding today. But I also take heart that, if we can, the gaffer said after the game, if we can play like that, especially defensively, most of this season, we'll be looking upwards, like real upwards this season in the table, you know. But for me personally, I just had in my mind, I just wanted to be able to mix it up with them, you know, be able to do my job regardless of them. And I feel like we can take confidence as a team that, you know, in my opinion, they are world-class players, but it didn't feel like we were a million miles away today.
Yeah,
Let me just say that.
100%. And you know, obviously, a club of Arsenal's pedigree coming to Vale, it was our job to make them down to our level, if you will, because of EFL football and Premier League, it's a different world in its own right. But for me, sometimes I just felt like we give them a bit too much respect. And you played in the Middlesbrough game, where, I mean, the less said about that game, the better, honestly. Do you feel like we give them a bit too much respect? Or, you know, coming from someone who's on the pitch, do you feel like they're just that good that you can't dive in, you can't do anything silly?
I think it's the latter. I think it's like you try to get close to them, and you saw some moments we tried to get close to them, and they just skip past you, and now we have to run 90 yards back. Especially second half, if it looked like we were giving them too much respect, it's probably because our legs felt like dumbbells. Do you know what I mean? But I felt like personally I could probably celebrate a couple tackles I made in Max Dowman second half where I smashed him, and then Martinelli.
He's only 15, mate.
Yeah,
He's only a year older than me.
But he's some player. He will be some player. Do you know what I mean?
Will, yeah.
And then first half down the side with Martinelli, I was able to lunge in and make the slide tackle. Honestly, that felt as loud as when I scored against Grimsby. Honestly, people celebrating that tackle, and that gave me goosebumps. So personally, I felt like I was trying to get stuck in, and I feel like we did. But as the game goes on, your legs get tired. So if it looked like we were showing them too much respect, I think it was just tiredness.
Was that goal that Trossard, brilliant finish, was that goal, you know, it was just a kick in the balls, wasn't it, really?
Yeah, because it happened so late. We just thought like if we kept it 1-0 for as long as we can, something could happen.
Anything can happen.
Anything could happen. And yeah, whether he was offside or not, I don't know. I need to look at the replay because Fonzo told me he was offside because he was coming from our blind side. But you can't take anything away from him. You know, he took that touch fantastically and then finished the ball. That's why he's in the Premier League at the end of the day.
But you can't take away from us the fact that that's their full strength side. Yeah. That's what blows my mind. That's their full strength side.
And they made changes.
Yeah.
It was 1-0 for a long time, and the manager just went, hold on a minute, I'm going to bring on 5 more changes. Exactly. You know what I mean?
That second half, obviously, it was a very strong side to begin with, but you put the best centre-back in the world on next to the second best defender in the world in Saliba and Gabriel. You put one of the top 5 strikers in the world in Victor Gyökeres on. It's their starting 11.
It is, and that's the gaffer came in before the game buzzing. He said that's massive credit to you that they picked such a strong side. And then you saw the second half, still 1-0. He went, I'm going to change it up. So that's massive credit to us. It's a compliment. So yeah, we'll take a lot of pride and a lot of confidence from that.
Jesse, I've kept you a long time, mate, so I appreciate that. Thank you, mate.
So much.
Cheers.
Thank you, guys.